How's that? Uh, oh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shy's Philosophy. Here's your host, Shyzabox. They love me. Get out of here. And the horse you rode in on. All right. Well, believe you me, we have got something planned for you entirely. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, well, what that is, you might be saying. Believe you me, we're all saying that at some point in time. But what it is exactly is we're manning the phone lines. That's right. You might be saying, like, what's going on with the phone lines? Well, they've been ringing nonstop, off the hook, because we put the number out there to try and answer questions anyone might have about the wares that we're peddling. You might be saying, like, well, you mean those custom 3D printed buttons and books that you've been peddling the wares of? And we'd say, of course, those are the ones indeed. But if there's one thing that we know we need to do, let's continue to do that, because we are in the last home stretch. You might be saying, like, oh, I wish it failed already. Oh, that is not nice, but that's okay. That's okay, because you know why? We're going to stick with it. That's right. We're not going to give up, even if fail be what fail may be. That's because either way, we're sitting on the product now. So this time it might not, but eventually we'll find enough backers, to where the Kickstarter will succeed potentially. You might be saying, like, no, I hope it fails every time. Well, we still got the product. We're just going to keep posting it, and eventually you're going to get tired of doing it. So might as well spread the word. Buy that shit now, since it's just going to keep coming back again and again and again. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's right. Oh, there's a call now. Hold on. Yes, hello, Kickstarter answer hotline. How can we help you? Yeah. No, that's not our Kickstarter. No, that sounded like an awesome game, though. Yeah, do us a favor, forward that link, too. All right, thanks. Yeah, no, hey, did you see those, we got, hello? All right, anyhow, that's all right. So, turns out that there's been a little mix-up, and a lot of other people's Kickstarters are going through, and we're not necessarily answering questions about our own tonight necessarily, but, thoughts on the band Orchid. Orchid, isn't that a character from Killer Instinct? We're almost certain it is. And believe you me, if it's not, we're almost certain that it might be. But, we're not going to research that now. Hold on. Sorry, we put the Kickstarter phone number out there. We're going to be doing this all night. Kickstarter answer hotline. How can we help you? Yes. Uh-huh. No, delectable. Yeah. Yeah, it's a monographing. A monograph? Yeah, it tells you what something is. Uh-huh. Okay, thank you. Excellent. Apologies. It's going to be like that. What is this called? Well, this is called this. THIS. I don't understand the premise of your question. Well, this is a hotline right now. We're answering. There's a Kickstarter going on. It might succeed. It might fail. 24 hours to go. Let's cleanse the air real quick. Three times usually does it. Excellent. It's a hotline. We're answering questions about Kickstarter, everything coming in. The only problem is we thought we'd only be answering questions about our own Kickstarter. Turns out we keep getting calls about everyone else's. There's one now. Kickstarter hotline. How can we help you? Answer a question about Shyzabox's book and custom 3D printed button that he made. No, again, yes, no, that game sounds awesome, but no, that is not the endeavor we are trying to peddle the wares of. Thank you for contemplating that. Yeah, there's a lot of great Kickstarters out there. You might be saying, why are we going to want anything from yours? Because it's a package deal. We've tried to tell people this again and again. Okay? We got a lot of books that we wrote, okay? No one likes to necessarily read if they're all about not reading, right? So, we bundled it with a custom 3D printed button that says Shyt on it, S-H-Y-T. It's Electa, L-E-K-T-A, which is a usable form of Electon, L-E-K-T-O-N, right? We monographed it because we do philosophies, okay? Now, this is some advanced meta-philosophy, but that's what we do, okay? Sometimes, when we run into dead ends, pre-Socrates, okay, trains a study when all these old dead philosophers decided to die hundreds of years ago and not complete their work, we had to do it for them, those sons of bitches. Okay? Now you might be saying, did you do it good? No, there's like 6 or 7 typos at least. Okay? But when you copyright it yourself, proofread it yourself, write it yourself, do the layout, the design, yeah. Okay? Turns out, it's like a game. You find how many typos live to haunt you. But the next version will be way better. We're finding them, one at a time. But you get the custom 3D printed button, which is, you know, why you would want to anyway. Anyhow, yes, there's another call there. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Uh-huh. Oh, well, yes. No, the custom 3D printed buttons. Yes, it is a form of Electa, L-E-K-T-A. Uh-huh. You are more than welcome. Yeah, it comes with the book. You do not have to keep the book. You can re-gift the book, keep the button. Yes. Uh-huh. You're welcome. The book, yeah, it's a signed copy. Yeah, fantastic. That's why you get the button. Yeah, a lot of people didn't want it. Uh-huh. You're welcome. Excellent. So anyhow, as we were saying, what were we saying? Oh, yes, we were doing the philosophies, and all these old dead philosophers decided to die. Poor bastards. Anyhow, it's like everyone has to someday or something. But anyhow, these ones decided to kick the bucket, and you're like, hey, why couldn't you guys just leave behind what we needed with which we needed what we were doing, right? And we were just doing some old school, you know, for fun, cosmological kind of philosophy, right? And you might be saying, well, everyone does that in their free time. Well, of course they do. So that's what we were doing, and, you know, lo and behold, we hit a couple speed bumps where these people decided to not finish their works. And so we had to kind of pick it up and, you know, do our best with which kind of monographing one of the, you know, old archaic terms. But that's, you know, it was fun. Fantastic. We love it. We love some philosophies. You might be saying, well, peddle your other wares. Okay, we will. All right, believe you me. But, hold on, here's a hotline. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, no, you're going to have to search. If you don't go to the link exactly, you'll have to search Shyzabox. Yep, so Shyzabox books. Uh-huh. They are available on Amazon. That's correct. They are not signed copies on Amazon. No. You're welcome. Excellent. Well, it's been like that for ones of calls at a time. Believe you me, most of them are actually wrong numbers. But we give them the information anyway in hopes that we peddle some of our wares. And you might be saying, well, stop doing that. We want you to fail. Good one, Internet. Good one. Yes, yes. That's how it goes usually. Sometimes you get the Internet out there that cares, and sometimes you get the Internet out there that cares not. And believe you me, that's just how it goes. So, anyhow, we're just kicking it. We figured that, you know, we would go ahead and volunteer at the hotline the last 24 hours and see if this Kickstarter actually either comes to fruition and or gets, you know, shut down in its tracks. Now, at the end of it, of course, there's 24 hours to go. There's still hope. We had to sell 10 copies of the book. We've sold like 4. Nuts. All right, so we got like, you know, like 50% more to go. It's been like, you know, almost 2 weeks now. So I think we did like 14 days. Hey, you might be saying, well, most Kickstarters are longer than that. Most Kickstarters have, you know, stuff set up that they're wanting to present to you. It's like, well, yeah. We're not most Kickstarters. We're not like most Kickstarters. Oh, there's a call right there. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? No, ma'am, I was not drinking. No, ma'am. No, you're wrong. Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get my manager for you. Hold on one sec. Anyhow. Better field that one real quick. A lot of these other late night shows that have closed down, you've been able to scoop some of their wares pretty cheap. So this channel, which has pretty much no budget, we were able to score some communication devices that allow us to communicate with the booth when we need to. Hey, tell management to call. Usually takes a sec, and then they will. Hey, you're probably going to get a complaint. No, I don't care. No, that's your job. Excellent. I don't know how management is where you work, but around here they think they know how to run the place. Believe you me, as long as we field complaints, before they happen, we usually stick out okay in the front of them. Boredom? Now, you're telling me we've been manning the phone lines all night. Jeez. Boredom is not to understate it. Chocolate Uncrustables are god-tier snacks. Well, that sounds like opinion. We can't necessarily say if they are or not, for we have never had them. But if you are claiming such an endeavor, then Uncrustables, you may very well have your work cut out for you. But you know what you should do to field some of that boredom, JJJVVV? You should have some of those Uncrustable chocolates, because apparently they're good snacks. We don't know. Anyhow, there's another call there. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Yep. Oh, yeah, no. Well, there's 24 hours to go. That's right. Yeah, you can watch us fail in real time. That's correct. Well, I mean, I don't know if we'll be actually live streaming right then. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Excellent. Wow. Phone's been ringing nonstop. People really want to see us fail on this Kickstarter. Hey, jerks. That's why we got all this other crap that we sell, too. Look at all these other books that you can buy. Right? You might be saying, we don't want any of them. That's right. That's why you buy them and re-gift them to someone else. Quick note series. For anyone who needs quick notes, right? Other stuff. We got it all. But, of course, the main thing that we've been peddling is that of these custom 3D printed buttons. Okay? Can't get these just anywhere. Alright? They say shite. S-H-Y-T. Right? They coincide with a complete monography of an ancient philosophical term. You might be saying, well, doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. And believe you me, we don't blame you. But for folks like us, okay, now we minored in philosophy, didn't major in it. We could have. Okay, we could have chosen what we did. We switched majors enough and had enough credits and a couple things. It's like Van Wilder, only we weren't as liked. Close enough. So anyhow, we changed majors enough, dabbled around campus, ended up having enough credits we could have majored in history and or philosophy. So we majored in history and minored in philosophy. And believe you me, it's where our studies have pursued since we were done paying people to allow us to study that which we study for ourselves. So it was in doing that we came across all of these, unfortunately, old dead philosophers that got lazy and died and stopped working. So we had to finish their jobs. And that's where we are now. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? What, you say what now? Excellent. Yes. 24 hours, yep. Yeah, and then, if it fails, then we will definitely repost it. You're welcome. Excellent. Well, seems like It's an uphill battle, but that's what it is. We're not opposed to uphill battles. That's why, as of late, our most recent work is called Pickled Punk Philosophy. You can find it on Amazon. I don't think we got a copy around here right now. We'll have to get a copy here or something. Anyhow, it's called Pickled Punk Philosophy, and you can find it on Amazon of the .com or whatever. It's this one title that kind of sets out in one way, shape, or form components and aspects that coincide with why we've approached things and how we have. You might be saying, we didn't approach them at all. Now, fair enough. But, you know, it's either this or follow up on that job application we put in at McDonald's. Believe you me, we've been trying. They're not taking our calls. Kickstarter Hotline, how can we help you? Uh-huh. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the line works. Uh-huh. Excellent. So not all the calls are that important, but the important calls are. And believe you me, we've been trying to field those ones for some time. But if there's one thing that we can't do, it's continue to field everything when, obviously, there's a lack of fielding that's being done. Okay? And it's that lack of fielding that was being done in the realm of philosophy that really brought us to why we had to undertake stuff to begin with. You might be saying like, oh, Shyzabox, you're so awesome. Of course you are. Close enough. But it's an undertaking that what we did that really kind of just showed us like, hey, let's go ahead and find something that can symbiotically do a tradesies, okay, for some of the hangout fun. Okay? Now we can't all sit back and hang out all willy-nilly all the time. And we don't want anyone to ever pay us to hang out. That's why none of the hangout sessions are ever behind a paywall. You might be saying no one wants to hang out, but that's fine. No one has to hang out. The hangout session is offered and is offered free of charge. Now, that being the case, old Shyzabox gotta eat. So, that's why we took it upon ourselves to write some books, right? Might be saying that, how dare you ruin the literary aether with work such as that. But, if you hadn't read them, then you're lucky. Because they're not for everyone. But what is anyone who wants them to be. Nope. Kickstarter outline, Shyzabox, how can we help you? Uh-huh. Yep. No, 24 hours to go. Uh-huh. Oh, yep. It can succeed or fail. That's right. Real time. You're welcome. Excellent. That's been crazy, the amount of people that have shown interest, ironically, on waiting for it to fail. But we have sold 4 copies of the books. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dow! That just shows us that we're going to have to do it again and again and again. Most books sell 250 copies. We want to sell 10. We can hypothetically sell 4. We got to find 6 more people that want to buy a book to gift to someone. You might be saying, well, I just want to give a blanket donation to shut you up. Fantastic. You can do that too. Not going to turn it down. But it's at this point in time that we usually like to read a quote from one of our works. And believe you me, if there's one thing that you would have wanted us to read it from, it would be the book involved in the Kickstarter. Speaking of which, hold on. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Uh-huh. Oh, yes, we did put in an application. We are interested in any of the career opportunities you have at McDonald's, please. Yes. We are familiar with, yeah, ketchup on the outside of the bun. Absolutely. I think that we would excel in this department. Ah, fantastic. Thank you. Well, we look forward to hearing back from you, hopefully. Oh. Put in our McDonald's application, too. Put the number here. So, hopefully we hear more positive stuff. I think they had some questions, seeing if we were serious. And we are. So, we would like to do a quote now, as we like to do sometimes. Or in this case, a reading. Are you ready? All right. Get ready. Hold on. Before we read this quote. Before we read this, let's cleanse the air one more time, because we're going straight in. Cleansing the air before we read a quote from the book available on Kickstarter. Hold on, there's a call right there. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Yep. Now we're going to read a quote actually in just a minute. Yep, live on the Airstream. You're welcome. Excellent. All right, so, like we said, we have got to cleanse the air before we read this quote. 3 times does it, obviously. Okay, excellent. New technology is always scary to those whom it scares. Excellent. You can find that in the work that comes with a custom 3D printed button. Fantastic. Anyhow, succeed, fail. We'll see how it goes. Now, obviously, we're in the camp of hopefully it succeeds, but either way, I guess we probably shouldn't have bought all these damn buttons first. But there's one thing that we know how to do. I don't know, we haven't sold any of these damn things yet, so hopefully it's learn how to sell damn buttons, because we're sitting on some buttons here, so whew, we might have to do better. Or something. Anyhow, never stops around here, always answering. That's the volunteering at the hotline. Kickstarter hotline, Shyzabox, how can we help you? Yeah, no, they're 24 hours, and then you can, yes. It'll be over by then. If it doesn't succeed, you got to repost it and keep doing this until it does. Well, we already bought the shit. Well, I don't care. Well, a lot of people want it to fail. Well, I don't care. Shut up, Mom! Jeez. Excellent. Anyhow, let's see. What else do we got going on? Hi. Yes, hello, hi. Good. Now that that's answered in the chat from the ones that had been coming through, let us now ponder, alas, how many more poems we still have to write that are going to go with that of this. That's not what we're doing tonight. No. That's a tomorrow thing. 1, a 2, a 3. Wow. That's a last-ditch effort if we ever heard one. Kickstarter hotline, Shyzabox, how can we help you? Yes, no, we are not familiar with that work, but it does seem like it follows suit with the game category. Yeah, that's not the reading. We answer the reading questions. Okay, goodbye. Well, seems a lot of people like to fund games on Kickstarter, and we're afraid of that. That's why we set our goals pretty low. Of course, we're the ground floor level. Crappy celebrities, right? You might be saying, no, you're not. No, we call dibs. Daryl Dixon dibs. Ground floor level. That's where we reside. Never want to necessarily get better, because that's where all the good content is, right? That's where everyone has to do good on everything under the watchful, judgmental eye of having to do good. We're too good for that. No. We're just like you, or not like you at all. Either way, that's just how it kind of goes. But, unfortunately, at the present, it's one of those things we just have to continually do. Peddle the wares. Try and stick ahead of the game. Because if there's one thing that we like doing, it's going against the current and making things extremely difficult for ourselves. That's exactly what we've done. Okay? When we presented our monographing idea and everything like that to academia, and they scoffed in our face and said, no, give us more money. Pay us for a higher degree. No. There's only one degree higher offered. Okay? And it's way out in California in some Bobo school. Now, we're not saying it's a Bobo school, okay? Sorry, Bobo school in California. But if there's one thing we're not doing, it's dropping $250,000 to move across country, apply to some, school and take a cosmological philosophy PhD course. Now, let's do that shit ourselves. You might be saying, that's not how it's done. Well, obviously, that's why it's an uphill battle. That's why it's a struggle to just stick it out and say, you know what, academia, enough is enough. We're not paying for another degree. We're not uprooting our lives to chase a piece of paper. We are just as capable at studying where we are at learning where we are at seeking our own personal spiritual enlightenment where'st we are at. We need not uproot where we are, haul ass across the country, and drop all of our financial burdens to take on more financial burdens. That's absurd. It makes no sense. And it's got to stop. When we submit stuff to Wikipedia and they don't understand the shit because they don't understand it, okay? Because it's extremely advanced and over their heads, and we say, hey, you need someone advanced to look at this shit, they don't understand the shit, okay? They're like, no, you need peer review, you need peer study. There's no peer review, there's no peer study. It doesn't exist. The people, Socrates, before him, they're dead. We had to finish their work for them. Bastards, right? Lazy. Couldn't finish their works. Or they got lost through the test of time. We were doing cosmological philosophy for fun. We don't have the paper for that. We minored in philosophy. We were doing it for funsies, and we had to write a whole flippin' book because Wikipedia says, oh, we don't understand it. Well, it should have been an article. Now we get a book. Now we're just going to peddle those wares with the custom 3D printed button that accompanies them on Kickstarter. And, believe you me, we got the books. We got the buttons. Okay? So, if it fails, we're just going to keep doing it. Again and again and again and again. So, Internet, joke's on you if we fail. Hey! A couple people like it. That's right. Sold 4 copies. Fantastic. But that leaves us 6 more copies to sell. You might be saying, oh, in 24 hours, there's no way in hell you're going to pull that off. And you could be right. But that just puts us right back in that catch-20 Shyzabox, right? Where we're just going to repost that shit and cross our fingers and hope for the best. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that there's got to be at least one more backer out there, that is willing to invest in not having to wait, in essence, for an entire project to be finished or completed. It's already done. You get a signed copy of the book and a custom 3D printed button. Most Kickstarters, they're like, hey, give us like $20,000 and, we'll do this or do that. It's like, well, okay. And people give it to them. It's like, damn it. We bit off a little more than we could chew, and we asked for $499 to cover the cost of, ironically, printing and custom 3D printed buttons and packaging materials and shipping and handling, which is kind of built in, but it's not, if we're being honest. And believe you me, we shouldn't have left that dollar of profit in there for us. Because it's not profit, and apparently the internet doesn't want us to have it. Well, you know what, internet? Joke's on you. We're just going to keep trying. Oh, there's a call now. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Nope, 24 hours to go. That's right. Well, succeed or fail. That's right. You can watch us wallow in our own self-pity. Or celebrate in success. And if you didn't see if it succeeded or failed, and it failed, maybe we'll just say it succeeded and lie. No, we wouldn't do that. All right. Yep, 24 hours. See you then. Well, there's some excitement around wanting to watch someone fail. But, believe you me, there's probably one or two individuals out there that have purchased the copy of the book that are genuinely like, oh, I'm rich. And it's like, buy 6 more copies. Oh, fantastic. That way, done. We'll show everyone else by taking all of your money. I mean, by you investing in a book. Signed book. It's fantastic. Custom 3D printed button. And a handwritten poem. That's right. Written on stream. You might be saying like, oh, every channel does that. Do they now? Does every channel do that? Because we seem to not know of any other channels that have done that. And if so, sorry, we really thought we were being original. But if there's one thing that we knew that the world didn't want, it was more poetry. And apologies, world, we released a poetry book. But that's why we had to expand poetry with what it was and what it offers and what it brings to the table. That's why we have how commentary, right? You might be saying like, no, that doesn't sound like, something that we want to read either. And believe you me, it's probably not. But it's available and it's an option, okay? Not every literary work's going to be for everyone. Not every... Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Yeah, no, that's an extra $7. No, there's 2 poems. One that was written on stream, that's a free gimme that's going to be in the book. Then the other one is $7. You can get a custom additional poem written in the work itself. That's right. Yep, all signed. You're welcome. Oh, fantastic. Now, on occasion, you get those good questions where they come in and they're like, hey, we want to know about the product. And that's what we're here to answer. So we want to send them in the way of giving us their money. But that's just how it goes. Excellent. Anyhow, where were we? Yes. I believe that we'll probably be wrapping it up soon enough, seeing as how we've run out of Go Juice. But we wanted to touch base tonight, field some volunteer work and such, and answer and man the phone lines, because it's very important for those things to be done. Okay? We need to try and close the gap on those last 6 copies. Okay? We would love for the Kickstarter to be a success, obviously. Okay? But we understand, it's a cutthroat world. The literary works, there are millions upon millions released on a yearly basis. Okay? Not anything is going to necessarily stick one out over the other. But if there's one thing we can do, okay, It's peddle the wares that are affiliated with that of the channel itself. And with those charges sticking to rock, him not being around for a minute, well, believe you me, he gave us the keys to the studio. We get to do whatever we want. Fantastic. Works out. So, let's read another quote. Okay, now this one. All right, bless me, Father, for I will sin. We like this work, but we'll take fault for it. It's not laid out in printed physical form the way it was meant. We'll take fault, but it's supposed to be a little smaller than this. And we'll fix it. We just can't for a little while. Believe you me, we would. But once it goes to print, you're kind of stuck until you can release an update. Anyhow, yes. Here's a good quote. This will be a good one for you. Those of whom surely are properly and professionally trained. Wow. Fantastic. Bless me, Father, for I will sin. Available now on Amazon.com. You can even get it on your Kindle Unlimited. Okay? You can get any of our works on the Kindle Unlimited. Okay? We appreciate all of the support. Anyone taking the time to check them out. We also appreciate, get a call now. Volunteering never gets old. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? That's right. No, there's still pretty much all the copies available. Only a few of them have sold. Yeah. Yes, we can hear you laughing. Yes. Well, that will actually upset us a little later on, and we might very well cry ourselves to sleep. Thank you. Oh, we get the weirdest calls. It's like they want us to fail, and believe you me, the internet thrives off of that sometimes. But we're hoping that every time we get one of those calls, as long as we cleanse the air, we'll find that part of the internet that loves giving money to people, right? Let's do it. Let's cleanse that air to get that cheese. Excellent. Those calls will not set us back because we've got custom 3D printed buttons to sell, and it's crunch time. We need to get out there. We need to peddle our wares. You might be saying, like, no, don't, stop, right? But if we did that, we wouldn't sell them. And that's not good enough. Because, believe you me, we're sitting on the product now. So that's why we got the Kickstarter going on. Ba-da-bow. Okay? Now you want the custom 3D printed button that says shite, obviously. And you re-gift the book. Easy enough. You can even read it first if you want to. But that's neither here nor there. Where it is on Kickstarter. And there's another call now as we field all of these volunteer hours. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? No, that's someone else's Kickstarter. No, sounds like a board game. That does sound awesome. Is that dragons? Wait, and then so are there figures? Oh, okay. And then well, hold on then. Is it like a turn-based? Card. Wood dice. Kind of like a hybrid? Yeah. Hey, did you make that Kickstarter? We're trying to sell our own. These people with better ideas than ours. It's like they're all over the place. That's why we have to put our ideas down in books and try and sell them on Amazon.com, which they're available on. You can get them there. Or Kindle Unlimited, or we got signed copies on Kickstarter that come with a custom 3D printed button. And believe you me, there's 24 hours before it either succeeds or fails. And with that being the case, we better go check in on how it's doing. So, if you want to get out of here before us, now's your chance, now's your time. Go ahead and do it. Because if there's one thing that we know, it's that we got to come back fast and ready, hard and strong, to man the phone lines one more time. But we'll rest up, and until then, Internet, we bid you adieu, and we hope someone out there feels like really coming through, or not. We'll go from there. We will proceed, and never stops. Kickstarter hotline, how can we help you? Now, we'll peddle it until the end. That's right. All right, thank you for considering. They know we're not going to stop. So, believe you me, they're considering it. But, get out of here before us if you feel like it. We're on the way out. Like we said before, we don't want your subscription. We want your money. Downvote the shit out of this. Go to Kickstarter and give us a buck. Get off our lawn.